So it's, you make a deal with the devil.
Candace Owens shocks a panel of sex workers when giving them life advice. Hey guys, this is Isabella Moody from Resist the Mainstream. Make sure you like today's video, leave a comment down below, subscribe to our channel, and let's get into the video. I always do that and like it rhymes. Oh it and you know it. The best moments for Fresh and Fit and like what to watch when you're watching the podcast is when someone that's expounding conservative views or more traditional views or even just like anti-ho mentality views and stuff like that, or criticizing women's behavior, which the hosts tend to do a lot. Look at the girls around them. Like, look at the girls' reactions because they get horrified. And this is no different than that because the girls are just shocked. They're speechless. It's written all over their faces. Happened when I was on the show too. Let's watch.
What do you have for young women who turn to OnlyFans for solely financial reasons? What else could they do for money?
Literally anything else. You're not going to have a life of comfort. You're not going to have a life of like whatever you see on Instagram. I mean, I slept on friends' couches. I actually had a friend, ironically, in Miami who, like, we were best friends all through high school, went to a club one night, and our luck somehow ended up with, like, meeting, Wyclef and Lil Wayne, and she just turned the whole life. And I remember I was so broke, and she was living in, like, a condo in Miami. We were in our early 20s. I was visiting her coming from school, and she gave up school, sleeping with everybody, Drake, but she was living in, like, imagine I'm, like, 20 years old, and I was 19, I think, and she was living, it just looked like she had so much, And,
where's she at now?
Well, I'm gonna update you on her story real quick, right? And she was so innocent, but then she just was effing everybody, and every rapper was paying for her. And I remember vividly crying on the phone with my friend named Devin, and I was just like, it's so unfair. She has everything. And it's like, if only I just slept with this guy, like I could have everything that he has. And he said, Candace, if you think that in 10 years your life is not going to be better than hers, you're out of your mind. Just promise you stop being friends with her. After I just couldn't look at her do this to her life anymore. And 10 years later, almost to the day, I was with Charlie Kirk. We walked into the Four Seasons Hotel in Los Angeles, and she was the hostess.
Wow, working.
Oh, shit.
So it's, you make a deal with the devil, and then...
Wow, so I am blind reacting to this, but what an incredible story. What an incredible story. And it really paints the picture to these women who think, hey, I can make so much money just selling nudes online, and who cares? Like, I'll be rich. I don't need to work. I don't need to get an education. I don't need to seek a husband or have kids. I know how to make a bunch of money. Well, how about like 10 years later, 20 years later, when you're no longer young and no one really wants to buy sex work from you anymore? You're no longer like young and attractive like that anymore. Your value's gone for the only skill that you had, which is not a skill. Where are you going to be? You're going to be tossed out like the trash that you are. Tossed out like the trash that you have given yourself up to be. Like you are making yourself an object. What's funny is these women hate men. They're these feminists. They're like, don't call me an object. I'm no object. But then literally treat themselves as an object. Like they make themselves a commodity online. Or in person, like Candace's friend who was sleeping with all these celebrities and living a luxurious life. What a crazy full circle for her to be going to the Four Seasons Hotel with Charlie Kirk and to see her friend who she was jealous of 10 years ago being the hostess. Wow. I mean, that's a pretty incredible story. Let's see the girls' reactions, see their face. Will they talk? Let's look.
Who recognized who first?
What? We were
immediately
literally best friends.
Yeah. Okay.
Like inseparable sisters, and like the temptation, the money, the whatever from that one night. And she threw herself at the rappers too. Like it wasn't like it was Wyclef Jean. Like it wasn't like he was being like, she threw herself at him, whole thing. And it was wild. And actually, funny enough, then I went and started working out of school, and I was working in private equity. And my boss got married, and he wanted to get Wyclef Jean. So I hadn't seen Wyclef since and then I saw him, and he said to me, I'll never forget this, in the elevator, I am so proud of you for where you ended up in life. And like, because you just knew that I was the friend that said no.
Wow.
She was a friend that said yes.
Wow.
And so when I say this stuff to women, I understand how easy it is, and I understand how hard it is to like get off your feet. And I was the person crying, being like, oh my God, it could be so easy. But I'm telling you, like, it's just not worth it, Like, it's not worth it. The person that you can attract, there's just so much more to life. And I want all of you guys to just like hear that message and know that like you just don't have to like live in the fast lane, live in the slow lane.
Isn't that
We
crazy?
need to clip that and send that
Yes.
to every girl that's 21 that wants to be a bottle rat and do all this like 304 shit.
By the way,
Real talk, man.
we had a girl on the show from Brazil. Remember, she was considering OnlyFans. Well, guess what? She did it. She made one. I wish she was here to hear that conversation because she made her OnlyFans like 2 days ago.
It's being broke, it feels so permanent when you're in
By the way,
it.
I didn't buy it. Her friend told me. That's all I know.
Okay.
Just
Sorry, you were saying,
Sorry,
Ken?
go ahead.
Sorry.
Candace,
Just like
may I
when
ask
you're
you a
being
question?
broke,
I'm
when you're
sorry.
broke and you're in it, it feel like it's just like, how am I ever gonna like get out of this? But I also tell people, because my faith is intact, that looking in the retrospect, every single challenge that God gives you, like He picks you uniquely for those challenges. You know what I mean? And I'm so grateful for being broke. I'm so grateful for like when I was sleeping in my car, sleeping on someone's couch, sleeping in someone's closet, like just trying to like stay alive in New York, because I know that it was like His perfect design to have me go through those experiences, because there was something bigger at the end of that, where like now I can speak with authority when I'm like talking to Destiny and he's like, "Are you lying about being poor?" This is the dumbest question I've ever had. It was so dumb. But I can speak with authority because I've been there. You know, I'm not saying this. I think I'm better than you. Like I know what options face a woman when they're young. You know, but don't do a deal with the devil.
I love that you said there's a choice, because there's a choice. But women choose some of these bad choices. Okay.
Wow. I honestly think that was one of the most powerful stories I've heard in a while. It just lays out exactly like the problem with modern day society, feminism, what women think they need to be doing, honestly the value that women impose on themselves. It's sad. It's really sad. And yes, women, you have a choice. You can gain other skills. You can find a husband. You can be a godly woman. You can go to church. You can do the things that will lay out a good life for you. Maybe it won't happen with the snap of the fingers. It won't happen with a blink of an eye, but it can happen. I love the idea of living life in the slow lane instead of the fast lane. I don't know, just what a crazy, crazy story. And you could kind of see, like I saw like the girl in the middle of the panel. She's kind of just like, yeah, she's talking to you. And that girl was probably sitting there she was either thinking one of two things. She was either standing her ground in her head and like being defensive and being like, no, like I'm happy doing this, blah, blah, blah. Like just, digging her heels in, like digging herself a bigger grave and not really like facing the truth. Or she's might deep down be like, crap, I know this is right. Like maybe I regret the life choices I've made. Like, ugh, like awful. You know what I mean? Like she's either regretful or she's standing her ground even more firm in her own head. I'd be curious to see if she ends up clapping back or if any of the girls end up clapping back. Maybe I should go check it out. But that's all we have time for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed that video. I know it's a little different than normal, but I think it's a really important message that must be spread. So please share this with your friends, loved ones, people who you don't agree with. Maybe send them to your daughters and granddaughters or just young girls that you know, and maybe that could change the path they take. Who knows? But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you in the next one. Bye.